the misunderstood villain, Machiavelli. They called him the devil's tutor. His name became synonymous with deceit, manipulation, and ruthless power. But what if we told you Niccolò Machiavelli wasn't the villain history made him out to be? Welcome to the world of misunderstood minds. And today, we're diving into the complex legacy of the man behind the prince. In the modern world, calling someone Machiavellian is rarely a compliment. It conjures images of cold-hearted politicians, backstabbing leaders, and corporate puppeteers. But if you crack open the dusty pages of history and really listen to what Machiavelli was saying, a different image emerges, one that just might flip your understanding of power and morality upside down. Let's go back to 16th century Florence. Italy wasn't a unified country back then. It was a patchwork of constantly warring city-states, with foreign powers like France and Spain playing chess with Italian politics. Florence, Machiavelli's hometown, was caught in the middle of it all, a beautiful city, rich with culture, and cursed with political instability. Machiavelli wasn't born into power. He worked his way up through the ranks of Florence's government, eventually becoming a high-ranking diplomat. He rubbed shoulders with kings, popes, mercenaries, and tyrants, and what he saw left him deeply disillusioned. Then came the fall. When the Medici family regained control of Florence, Machiavelli was imprisoned, tortured, and exiled. It was during this dark period that he wrote The Prince, a short, brutal guide to political survival. At first glance, The Prince seems like a manual for tyranny. It says things like, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." And, "The ends justify the means." These quotes have echoed through centuries, twisted into justification for all kinds of corruption. But here's the twist. The Prince wasn't written for tyrants. It was written about them, and possibly even as a satire of them. Some scholars argue that The Prince was Machiavelli's bitter, ironic farewell to the politics he once believed in. Others think he was simply being realistic. In a world of constant war, betrayal, and shifting alliances, Machiavelli wasn't advocating for evil. He was exposing the truth. He wanted leaders to stop pretending they were saints and start acting effectively. He wasn't glorifying immorality. He was saying, this is how the game is played. And if you think about it, don't we still live in that world? One where ideals are sold to the public while deals are made behind closed doors? Where public image matters more than intention? Where fear often drives decisions more than love? Machiavelli's genius wasn't in cruelty, it was in clarity. He peeled away the layers of hypocrisy and showed power for what it was, fragile, dynamic, and deeply human. He saw that politics wasn't about morality, it was about results. And he believed that if Italy wanted to survive foreign domination, it needed leaders who were strong enough to play the ugly game. But Machiavelli wasn't a one-book wonder. In his lesser-known works, like Discourses on Livy, he praises republicanism, civic virtue, and the strength of the people. He dreamed of a free, unified Italy, governed not by tyrants, but by citizens. Which makes us ask, was the Prince his true vision or a warning? Before we go further, if you're fascinated by stories that challenge everything you thought you knew about history, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We uncover hidden truths, reframe infamous lives, and dive deep into the minds that shaped our world, for better or worse. Now back to Machiavelli. He's not an easy figure to pin down, and that's the point. He forces us to confront uncomfortable truths, that good people can lose, that bad people can win, and that the world doesn't always reward virtue. But Machiavelli also believed in something deeper, virtù. Not virtue in the modern moral sense, but strength, skill, boldness, and adaptability. He admired leaders who could seize moments, adapt to chaos, and lead with vision. He wasn't promoting corruption. He was teaching resilience. In a strange way, Machiavelli was an optimist. He believed humans could learn from history. He thought politics could be studied like a science. He believed the Italian people deserved better leaders, and that knowing how power really works was the first step toward getting them. So, was Machiavelli a villain? Or was he a realist trapped in an idealist's nightmare? Was he cold and calculating, or just painfully honest? And maybe the biggest question, is our discomfort with Machiavelli really just discomfort with ourselves? Because if his ideas feel harsh, maybe that's because we see them at play every single day, in politics, business, and even our own relationships. Maybe the problem isn't Machiavelli. Maybe the problem is that he was right. Thanks for watching. If this video made you see things differently, drop a like, leave your thoughts in the comments, and share it with someone who still thinks Machiavelli was just the villain. And don't forget to subscribe. There's so much more coming.